I'm currently in Florida visiting family. This weekend, we went to see the new movie, The End of Oak Street. It's this new dinosaur adventure movie starring Anne Hathaway, and that's pretty much all I knew about it going in. But the reviews were good, like really good. And so we didn't do much reading about it, and we were like, well, all right, good reviews, Anne Hathaway, dinosaurs. Some reviews said best dinosaur movie since Jurassic Park, and those are magic words to me because Jurassic Park is one of my all-time favorite movies from when I was a kid. I am a dinosaur person. I was a dinosaur kid. I've never grown out of loving dinosaurs. I go to the Natural History Museum as much as I can. I love drawing dinosaurs. If you know my work, you know that dinosaurs show up pretty frequently. So I was excited to see this movie. Turns out, End of Oak Street, pretty fun. Pretty fun movie. Pretty good dinosaur movie. Pretty good time at the movies. It was nice having a new, original, self contained adventure movie. It was exciting, and there was humor, and the effects were pretty good, and the dinosaurs were cool looking. I especially appreciated having dinosaurs that were more in line with the modern paleontological thinking about dinosaurs, where a lot of them were fuzzy with fur and feathers and that sort of thing. They looked very fluffy. Some of them were quite scaly, reptilian lizard type creatures. Others were kind of like big snakes. There were various crocodilian type creatures, but the big fuzzy dinosaurs were very fun to see. I didn't know Ewan McGregor was going to be in it going in. He was nice. He was a fun time. But really, this was Anne Hathaway's movie. She was the real central figure in it, and she definitely gave it her all. Anne Hathaway never really half-asses a role, as far as I can tell. So with this, when it came time for her to be scared, she was very scared and terrified. And when it came time for her to be angry and be aggressive, she was in it. There were plenty of times when she was just fighting these dinosaurs, stabbing away with whatever weapon she had. It was pretty impressive. My main gripe with it, though, it's that as far as I could tell, all of the effects, all of the dinosaurs and everything were entirely digital. They were entirely CG. I couldn't tell if there were any practical effects. Maybe there were some, but for the most part, everything looked kind of muddy. Like I'd never really felt like there was anything actually in the same scene with any of the actors. I mean, you go back and you look at the early Jurassic Park movies, even the stuff that was digital in those movies blends pretty well with the live action, with the real actors and the real scenes and the real environments. I'm not an expert on this type of special effects, but I know that there's plenty of breakdowns out there that talk about the various types of camera work and camera tricks and photography they did to make everything blend so seamlessly. But also, Jurassic Park was very famous for having all of these, big practical animatronic dinosaurs, puppets, and creatures, and I mean, including the very famous massive T-Rex animatronic that moved. And I love that stuff because it's on screen with the actors. And something about these digital effects in The End of Oak Street just felt kind of muddy, kind of out of focus, kind of unreal. And even though you can have your suspension of disbelief with it, it's still something just didn't mesh quite right for me. I really miss puppets and animatronics and real effects on set. It's just not the same having it digital. Something is really missing, and I am concerned that all of this institutional knowledge that Hollywood has built up over the last 100 years of doing practical effects, if not longer, as Hollywood is more, everything is on faster productions, tighter deadlines, things have to be digital. I feel like we're just going to lose all of that knowledge. I mean, I just saw that famous special effects artist and director and musician Screaming Mad George. It was just announced that he passed away recently. He was so famous for his incredible practical effects, and so many of the other really famous special effects wizards that I grew up loving, people like Stan Winston, they're gone, and the others, they're getting older. So who out there is really out there to pass the torch and to pass on this legacy? There's not that many people left, as far as I can tell. I mean, I know some schools still exist that teach these type of skills, but the real knowledge that gets passed down happens during the work. It happens on sets. It happens in the process of making real work, not just in schools. People learn by doing, especially artists, especially craftspeople, people who have these skills. You have to build up this knowledge over years and years. Just practice, practice, practice. You put your hours in. You go from project to project and you learn something new on each project. That's how it is as an artist, as a creative person. You have to be making the work for the art to really last and for your skills to develop and for you to become a real master at your craft. So when I see something like the end of Oak Street and it looks so muddy with these digital effects, it just tells me that there's not enough time for the digital artist to put the work in. Maybe there's not enough money, and I miss the practical effects. And I'm afraid that that's a skill that's going to go out the window. That's not going to last. That's not going to stand up over time because there won't be enough people and there won't be enough productions to make it last. So these are just some thoughts that I had about The End of Oak Street. The film itself, I really enjoyed the movie, and I definitely encourage you to go see it. Other than that, I will check in with you later.